You know, it's a two-way street, setting the goals and objectives from the top that you expect your fundraiser to meet and managing up from the fundraiser up to the boss. And on that latter one, I'd say this is a weakness that stands out within the fundraising industry. And I would also say that courses, degree courses, and particularly graduate degree programs, could go a long way in improving this situation. Fundraisers happen to be, even though it's all about money and time, and they're constantly focused on those two things, they happen to be very poor at investment return scenarios and at coming up with the evidence that would convince the CEO or the president or the board of directors, whoever's making decisions at the top about fundraising that may not be advantageous to fundraising, to convince them to make different decisions. So an example is that, let's say a sole practitioner is very aware that he or she is completely overburdened, can't get the job done, but with another staff person on board, a lot more could be accomplished and a lot more money would be made. But the CEO is saying firmly, we can't hire any more staff. There's a hiring freeze on. It has to go right across the board, including fundraising, by the way, which is not smart. Fundraising should never be included in pay scales or hiring freezes that are affecting the rest of the institution because of inverse supply demand. They're in a different league entirely. So how does the fundraiser convince the CEO who goes, we can't hire any more staff, to actually reverse that decision and welcome the opportunity to now double the staff by hiring one more person? The only way you can do that is by bringing an evidence-based scenario to the table. And this could include, for a month, monitoring your own time and documenting how you spent your time as the sole practitioner. And you will find that a percentage, and it could be a significant percentage, of your time was spent in low-level activities that actually could be done by hiring someone at lower pay with lower credentials to do the data input or cleanup or whatever the case may be, or support an event that is run largely by the board of directors, freeing up your time to develop relationships with donors at a higher level. But unless you provide the evidence and put it this way to your CEO, do you know you're paying me to be a full-time senior professional fundraiser, and I am working well more than full-time, but 40% of my time is devoted to tasks, because I'm the only person there, that could be done by an introductory level assistant that you could pay half as much as you're paying me. So for that amount of money, if we hire one more person at half the pay scale that I am being paid, we're going to be able to double my workload, which is going to bring in a lot more money. And this is where fundraisers come to say, I'm exhausted, I need help, I can't do it anymore. Or they quietly don't say anything because the boss has said, we can't hire any more staff. It's not up for discussion. And so what happens is the exhausted fundraiser starts looking for another job, and because there are endless jobs out there to be had at higher pay, with maybe a bigger staff, they can find a job instantly. And the boss who said we can't hire any more staff is the one left out in the cold. And so it's a different ballgame in fundraising. But fundraisers also need to do their part to set their case using evidence that is indisputable, including getting evidence-based information from donors, either through us because we publish this work, or doing it themselves with their own donors. And that is compelling. I've never seen a board of directors make a wrong decision when they are presented with the evidence. We tested this other strategy with 10% of our donors, and it increased the retention rate and the average gift value when compared with a control group. And the board goes, why didn't you tell me that before? Done. Whatever you want, you can have to make that happen on a larger scale. And it works every time.